Okay, let's unpack this right away. Imagine losing a big part of your savings. Not, to a stock market dip, but just from an email or maybe a text message.
Yeah, it sounds wild, but it's happening.
It really is. Did you know that Americans lost over $12 billion just to scams in 2024?
12 billion. That's a staggering number.
It is. And here's where it gets, really critical for you, our listeners. A really significant chunk of that money, it was stolen directly from older adults.
Right, and the methods are getting scarily good.
Exactly. What's even more alarming is just how sophisticated these scams have become. They're using things like generative AI, making them incredibly hard to spot sometimes, almost impossible to tell from the real thing. So today, we as security experts, really focusing in on online crime against seniors, we're diving deep. We want to look at how these digital predators are specifically targeting you, and more importantly, how you can build like an ironclad defense. Our mission here is basically to pull out the absolute must-know stuff from all the research, the articles, the notes we've gathered, give you a shortcut, really, to being informed and, crucially, protected.
And what's fascinating, or maybe worrying, is how these aren't just random attacks anymore.
No.
No, they're increasingly tailored, almost personalized, you could say, for older adults. And that just makes personal cybersecurity, more critical than it's ever been.
Right. Personal, that's the key word.
It really is. So we've pulled together some vital sources, stuff that offers key strategies specifically designed to boost your protection against identity theft, these online dangers, give you actionable insights, things you can actually do to fight back.
Okay, let's start this deep dive then. When we talk about these scams, these sophisticated tricks, what are some of the most common ways they try to fool us? Especially thinking about online services we use all the time, like, I don't know, Netflix or maybe our bank.
The bedrock of most of these scams comes down to two main tactics. You've probably heard of them: phishing and smishing.
Phishing. Like going fishing, but for information.
Exactly like that. Think of phishing as, digital bait. Scammers send out these deceptive emails, and they look incredibly real, like they're from your bank, maybe a government agency,
Right.
or, popular services like Netflix.
Okay.
The whole point is just to trick you into clicking a bad link, or even worse, giving away sensitive info directly.
How do they look so real?
Well, they're crafted really carefully. They copy logos, the fonts, even the way the company writes, all to get you to click that link, which then takes you to a freak website.
Ah, and that's where they steal your details.
That's the trap. It looks like the real login page, but it's not.
So it's not just about like a quick trick. It sounds like they're playing on our habits. We see a familiar logo, maybe a sense of urgency, and we react fast.
Precisely. They absolutely exploit recognition and urgency. It works even on people who are normally very careful. And then you've got smishing, which is basically the same idea, phishing, but it comes through text messages.
Right.
SMS messages, that's where the email comes from.
Okay, so texts now too.
Oh, yeah. And these texts can be super convincing. Scammers can even do something called spoofing the phone number.
Spoofing? You mean make it look like it's coming from a real number, like my bank's actual number?
Exactly that. It might show up on your phone looking like it's from a legitimate source you trust. And again, there's often urgency or maybe some enticing offer in the text.
Designed to make you act without thinking.
Right. Click the link, just like the emails, the speed of a text, that little notification buzz, it just adds to that pressure.
That makes a lot of sense. And, our sources are pointing to something pretty specific here. Netflix. The streaming giant seems to be like ground zero for a lot of these scams.
It is.
Apparently, it's consistently in the top 10 most imitated companies for this stuff. Which makes sense, I guess. Over 230 million subscribers globally. That's a huge target.
A massive pool for scammers.
Yeah, one expert actually called it an all-year scam just because the user base is so big and active. So how exactly do these Netflix scams work? What are the main tricks they're using there?
You're right. Netflix's huge popularity makes it a prime target. And scammers have cooked up, a whole menu of tricks. They're constantly evolving these too. But let's focus on a few key ones.
Okay.
One that's pretty common and quite concerning is the fake job scam.
A fake job scam related to Netflix.
Yeah. They promise easy money for doing something simple like, quote, watching Netflix. Sounds great, right?
Too good to be true, maybe.
Almost always. The catch is They need your personally identifiable information, your PII.
PII, like name, address.
Exactly. Contact info, maybe your social security number, even bank account details. And they ask you to enter this stuff on a fake website they set up.
And of course, there's no job.
No job. Just a scam to harvest your most sensitive data.
Wow. And once they have that PII, identity theft, draining accounts, the damage could be huge.
Tremendous. Then there are the gift card scams. You might get an email saying, hey, spare a few minutes for a survey, get a free Netflix gift card.
Ah, the lure of free stuff.
Always tempting. But you click the link, it takes you to, again, a phishing site, maybe a fake Netflix page. It records everything you type in. And, spoiler alert,
No gift card.
no gift card, just stolen info.
Okay, what else?
Subscription scams, these are really common. Savvy emails claiming there's an issue with your membership, or maybe we need your current payment data to avoid fraud or keep your account active.
Playing on the fear of losing access.
Exactly. You click the button to, fix the issue and boom, fake Netflix site again, hoping you'll log in or enter your credit card details.
So it always comes back to clicking that link and entering details on a fake page.
That's the core mechanism for so many of these, like the account suspension scams. That's a classic.
Right.
You get a message saying your account is suspended. Billing problems usually, often with a scary warning, and of course a link to validate your account.
Maybe something like, we're sad to see you go, to make it sound more personal.
Yeah, they try things like that. But here's the absolute key thing to remember. Netflix will never ask you for personal info like passwords or bank details directly in an email or a text. Never.
Okay, that's crucial. If there's a real issue, what would they do?
They'll tell you to log into your account directly. Go to Netflix.com yourself and check there, not through a link in an email.
Got it. Any others?
Oh, yes. Survey scams, similar to the gift card ones. Fill out a fake survey for a free subscription. Same goal. Collect personal and financial details. And unusual login attempt scams.
Ah, scary ones.
Right. Scare tactics, unauthorized login detected, or suspicious activity on your account. They want you to panic and click the link to secure your account, which of course does the opposite. You end up giving them your info.
Okay, but now, this next one. You mentioned it earlier, and our sources really flagged this. It sounds really interesting and frankly kind of creepy. The hacked smart TV scam. Tell us about that one. That feels like a whole new level.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it shows how scammers adapt. This one is stealthy. They use phishing. But the target isn't just your email inbox. They're aiming at your smart home network.
Through the TV, like my actual television, or a Roku or Fire Stick.
Exactly. Those devices. Imagine you sit down ready to watch your show on Netflix and suddenly this weird pop-up ad blocks the screen.
Okay.
It might show a fake error message, something like problem with your Netflix app.
Yeah.
And then helpfully it suggests you call a customer support number right there on the screen.
But it's not Netflix support?
Absolutely not. It's a scammer waiting on the other end. And their main goal, get your credit or debit card information.
Wow. So they're not even necessarily after the Netflix password this time. They're going straight for the money via a fake support call initiated from the TV.
Precisely. It really blurs the lines, doesn't it? Between our devices, our entertainment. Many people just don't think of their smart TV as a security risk like they do their computer.
No, not at all. That's a huge blind spot.
And the scammer's aim is often to get you to pay some kind of activation fee or maybe a fee to fix the problem so you can keep streaming.
Unbelievable.
And in some of the more aggressive versions, the scammer might even try to convince you to give them remote access to your device. Let me just connect quickly and fix it for you.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Definitely don't. Once you grant that access, they could potentially download malware, malicious software onto your device. And that could give them access to all sorts of sensitive information, maybe stuff stored elsewhere on your home network.
That's terrifying, especially when you hear things like hackers can apparently buy stolen Netflix login details for just, what, $12 on the dark web?
It's disturbingly cheap. The dark web, those hidden parts of the internet, it's like a marketplace for stolen data. So protecting your credentials is vital.
Wow. Okay. It's a lot. Knowing all these sophisticated tricks, these really devious methods, and what does this mean for us, for you listening? How can you actually protect yourself, protect your information from these threats that just seem to keep evolving?
Right. What are the practical steps? That's the core question. Because just knowing isn't enough. You need to act.
So what's step one?
Okay, first and foremost, password power. This is fundamental. You need strong, unique passwords for every single online account.
Not just Netflix, but everything. Bank, email, shopping sites.
Don't reuse them.
Yeah.
Please don't reuse them. Update them regularly and make them complex. Mix upper and lowercase letters, numbers, symbols. The stronger it is, the harder it is for anyone or any software to guess or crack it.
Makes sense. Unique and strong. What's next?
Next is link logic. This is huge. Just never ever click on links in suspicious emails or texts, especially if they claim to be from Netflix, your bank, anyone like that.
Even if it looks real.
Even if it looks perfect. If you're worried about a message you received, don't click the link in the message. Instead, open your browser and type the official website address in yourself. Like, type netflix.com directly into the address bar.
Go directly to the source.
Always. It bypasses any trickery in the link.
That's such a simple habit, but really powerful. Takes an extra second maybe, but could save you so much grief.
It absolutely can. Also, develop an urgency alert. Be automatically suspicious of any message that tries to rush you.
Like account suspended, act now.
Exactly that. Or immediate action required. That urgency is a classic scammer tactic. They want you to panic and react without thinking. So pause, breathe, think.
Good advice, slow down.
And related to that, always verify the sender. Look closely at the email address. Real Netflix emails, for instance, always end in @netflix.com.
Not at netflix-support.com or at netflixmail.net or something weird.
Exactly. Any variation, even a slight one, is a massive red flag. Just delete it.
Okay. What about adding extra layers of security?
Yes, absolutely crucial. Enable two-factor authentication, usually called 2FA, everywhere you possibly can.
2FA. Explain that simply.
Sure, it just means you need two things to log in. Usually your password, plus something else only you should have access to at that moment. Like a temporary code sent to your phone via text or an authenticator app.
Ah, so even if a scammer steals my password somehow.
They still can't get in without that second factor, that code from your phone. It makes a huge difference. It's a really powerful extra lock on your digital door.
Got it. Enable 2FA. That sounds like a must-do.
It really is. And this should go without saying, but information lockdown. Never, ever share personal data bank details, credit card numbers, passwords, social security numbers through email or text if someone asks for it out of the blue.
Even if the message looks official.
Even then, legitimate companies like Netflix or your bank will not ask for that kind of sensitive information that way. If they need something updated, they'll tell you to log in securely on their official website.
Okay. Don't give out info via email or text. Simple rule.
Very simple, very important. Also, train your eye for spotting red flags. Lots of phishing emails still have basic mistakes.
Like bad grammar or spelling errors.
Exactly. Or maybe a generic greeting like Dear Sir or Madam or Dear Valued Customer instead of using your actual name. Sometimes non-U.S. phone numbers and texts claiming to be a U.S. company. These are telltale signs.
Little clues that something's off.
Right. And on the technical side, make sure you have good antivirus software. Think of it as your digital bodyguard. Install reputable antivirus on your computers, your phones, your tablets. Keep it updated. It helps guard against malware.
Okay, antivirus is key. What about those identity theft services? Are they worth considering?
They can be a really valuable, proactive layer. Identity theft protection services often monitor your personal information across the web, including the dark web.
So they look for your stolen data.
Yeah, they can alert you if your details show up in a data breach. Many also offer specific phishing protection features, maybe monitoring your credit report for suspicious activity. It's another tool in the toolbox, especially if you want that continuous monitoring.
Okay, that covers a lot of defense. But what if? What if you think, oh no, maybe I did click that link? Or you suspect you've already been targeted. What do you do right then?
That's a really critical question. Because even with the best defenses, mistakes can happen or a really clever scam might get through. Knowing the immediate steps is just as important as prevention.
Absolutely. So, okay, you suspect you've been compromised. What's the rapid response checklist? What do you need to do, like, right now?
Okay, first thing, change passwords. Immediately. Change your Netflix password if that was the target. But crucially, also change the password on any other account where you might have used the same or a similar password.
Ah, because they'll try that stolen password everywhere else.
You bet they will.
Yeah.
So change them. Make them strong and unique. Now.
Okay. Step 1, passwords. What's step 2?
Step 2, notify your bank. If you think, even for a second, that your credit card or bank account details might have been exposed, call your bank or credit card company right away. Use the number on the back of your card or their official website. Tell them what happened. Time is absolutely critical here to prevent financial loss.
Right. Get the bank involved fast.
Then report it. Help fight back. Forward suspicious emails or texts related to Netflix to phishing@netflix.com.
Phishing@netflix.com.
Okay. You can also report general phishing and spam to the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC. Their address is spam@use.gov.
Spam@use.gov. Got it. Reporting helps them track these guys.
It does. The more data they have, the better they can identify trends and warn others. And finally, if you're ever just unsure about a message, maybe it seems legitimate, maybe not.
Don't trust the contact info in the message itself.
Exactly. Verify directly. Go to the company's official website, find their customer support number or contact form there. Contact them directly through those official channels, not using any phone number or link provided as a suspicious message itself. Ask them if the message you received was real.
Okay. Change passwords, notify bank, report it, verify directly. That's a clear action plan.
So after this deep dive, you should now have a much clearer picture of how these scams, especially the online ones targeting services like Netflix, actually work. And crucially, you're armed with practical, concrete strategies to protect yourself. Yeah, knowledge is power here.
It really is. Remember, things like being vigilant, always using strong, unique passwords, making sure you enable that two-factor authentication wherever you can, and just knowing what not to click. Those are your best defenses. You really do have the power to build your own strong digital shield.
And maybe one final thought to leave you with. If we kind of zoom out and connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
it's really clear that these online scams aren't static. They don't stand still.
No, they're always changing.
Constantly evolving. They're leveraging new tech, like we mentioned AI, to become even more convincing, harder to spot. So the best defense isn't just knowing today's scams. It's about cultivating an ongoing mindset, being informed, being proactive, and being ready to adapt your security practices.
It's an ongoing process, not a one-time fix.
Exactly. So the question for you, listening right now, is what steps will you take today, maybe even right after listening to this, to strengthen your digital shield and keep your valuable information safe long-term?
Stay informed, stay safe out there, and please join us next time for another deep dive. We'll keep bringing you the knowledge you need to navigate this complex world with confidence.